Welcome to Reading, Raising, and Praising. I'm Jamie.
I'm Kate.
And we are here to talk about Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Second play we've read this year, so yeah, but definitely not your normal
not modern language, so
poetry,
difficult.
Right, very, very poetic and old language, yeah.
I really did like this book, this copy. It's the Folger Shakespeare Library, and a good portion of the front is just explaining Shakespeare's life, about his works and how he wrote and all of that. And then next to the text of the play is the notes
and definitions
of things.
Yes.
So it was like it was really helpful.
I could have never got through it. Yeah. I mean, I could have got through it. I just wouldn't have known what I was reading.
So at the beginning, when I started reading, I was like holding my hands like this, so I could like read a line and then read the thing, and it took a lot. Then I finally got an audio version, and it was okay, but it was a little out of order on the YouTube. It was like Act 3 was before Act 2, and I couldn't find my place, and it was frustrating.
Yeah.
And then I finally found a better one that was, it sounded like it was a recording
like they're performing
of a performance, because it had kind of background creakish
That's
sounds.
what I had on Audible. I had one like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And then I found that if they were reading it, if I could follow along, then I could look over at the notes while I was following along, and it felt easier. But the last half I didn't really read the notes as much, so I kind of maybe didn't understand quite as much. So
I think you get the gist of the story, but if you hearing the actors, I had seen the play, so it made it a lot easier to read it. I would have been the same way you were, but I had to vision what I saw, even though I still when I saw the play, I didn't completely oh yeah, but it's funny, and it's like there's a lot going on, and it keeps you. But hearing it, if you can hear, like you said, if it's you're hearing the performance, then you can hear the inflection and how they say things, and how, you know what I mean.
Where did you see the play?
At the Theater in the Park.
Okay, here, yeah.
Shakespeare have its Shakespeare one every year. Yeah.
I watched one scene from the Shakespeare's Globe that was like 2021 or so, and I think I would understand it a lot better, like you're saying, if I watched the play, because you can see their expression and like the way that they stop, and they're like, and you could see, it is different. You can read
reading a play is different. Yes, reading a play is so much different than watching it.
And I can't imagine doing this now, because there's sometimes where someone's talking and then the other people start to laugh, and I'm like, oh, that must have been funny. But they have to kind of know what's being said. I mean, it really would be really hard to act one of these plays.
I've never acted in a Shakespeare. Yeah, it would be very difficult. You have to be very trained in that area. I would think you'd have to go through special training.
Fully understand it.
Yeah. But I mean, there's definitely some of the poetry in it that I really like. That's why I've always liked Shakespeare, like the poems and the sonnets more maybe than the plays that I could read. I always like watching them, trying to get what I can out of them. But just the poetry of it all. And this one it was like a comedy, but there was like some romance and these little love triangles between people, and these little fairies, and then there's these actors. There's a lot going on too. I think that's part of it too. You had the four people that were like in love, and then you had the fairies that were doing stuff, pranking them, basically pranking them. And then you had these actors who were traveling to do, it was a lot.
And the names are not ordinary names for this.
Right.
Time.
Lysander and Hermia.
So it was hard. Helena and Hermia, I kept getting mixed up.
Yes. Demetrius and Lysander. I think that's how you say it. And then Robin Goodfellow, but they refer to him as Puck.
But in the book, it was like listed as Robin.
Yes.
So it was,
Yeah.
It was tricky.
Yeah, it was tricky.
But I like at the end how it all comes together.
Yes. And the last line that Puck says, it's funny. I'm a Golden Girls fan, and Dorothy says this in one of the episodes, and I had never put it together because I'd never read the play. Yes. So now when she says it, his very last thing is he's basically asking the audience for forgiveness and his approval, and saying, remember this play as though it had all been a dream. So he says, if we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended. that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. I love that.
She says that in Golden.
Yes, she does.
That whole part?
Yes. There's this one episode.
Cute.
I'll have to look for the episode. But yes, I remember it very well.
I think we've said this before, but every time we read like a classic like this, I see it somewhere else, and I think
it's referred to because
I never knew all that.
Yeah, because she said Buck says this, and I was like, oh yeah. But some of the things that they said in here, like I wrote down some of the ways that the definitions helped.
Yeah.
What cheer, my love? Like, what does that mean? How are you?
Yeah.
What cheer, my love? But you wouldn't necessarily know that. Yeah. What did somebody else say?
It sounds like what makes you happy.
Yes. Oh, this one said, keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight. So from lovers' food is the sight of each other.
Like we can't see each other until
lovers' food sight. Yeah, I just think it's cool.
Yeah.
So if we would not have had this definition, man, it wouldn't even been as meaningful.
Yeah.
To learn the things that we learned. Yeah.
I noticed this when I was reading it, but it wasn't until I read this last bit, a modern perspective of the play, where it says, in a quest of a way of talking about what has happened to him, Bottom reaches for the language of the Bible, St. Paul's account of the future glory that God has prepared for human beings in 1 Corinthians 2:9. Though, of course, being Bottom, he gets it wrong. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. So I thought that was interesting that he pulled that in. Because when I read that line, I was like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
Right. Yeah, that is interesting that they mentioned it back there too. Yeah. Yeah. So, some good. Definitely learned some things. Words that we wouldn't, or phrases. Phrases change so much, and our phrases today are so, they would probably be appalled at how we talk today.
Yeah. Well, they'd be just as confused about how we talk as we are. But
it just seems so more pretty and proper then, whereas we just so flippantly with our little abbreves.
Yeah.
Stuff. It drives me crazy. Everything does not have to be an abbreviation.
Right.
But that's such a
lazy man's
yes,
language.
it feels like it, yeah. So I always like, even though it was a challenge, to read these things because when you get that stuff out of it, you're like, okay, it makes you appreciate.
Right. And I did pick up on some of the humor.
Yeah.
And stuff. So.
And if you could watch it even live, I think it would be better than watching it on the TV.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like you get even more of that. It's just so different on the stage. Yeah. And Shakespeare's got to be totally different on the stage, I feel like, than when you watch it in a movie form or something.
Right.
I meant for the stage.
There were not very high marks for the movie. It was with Michelle Pfeiffer and somebody else.
I don't think anybody's ever done these movies. These are hard to make into, even like when they try to do Romeo and Juliet with like Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. They still use the old language, and so the young people still didn't relate to it, which I appreciate that they did that, but it's just different in a movie.
They make it modernized, but not.
Yes, modernized, but not. Yeah, with the language, that makes it kind of confusing.
Because when I looked to see if there were any streaming of this that I could watch, it talked about lots of different versions where it was very modernized, or it was like a 70s twist on it.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
It's like Jesus Christ Superstar.
Right. It probably would have had the same concepts, but yeah, it just wouldn't be the same.
Like, I feel like if I'd read this a lot and I had seen this legit real like it wasn't in that time, Renaissance time, and then later I saw one of the other ones, I might appreciate it because I'm like, oh, that really should be this way, or you might see the twist of it.
Yeah. But it's a lot of his are like so dramatic or gory or so much like Hamlet and all the ones, and this was like a light,
yes,
and very comedic, which is kind of refreshing.
Yes, agreed.
For Shakespeare. Yeah, I didn't have anything else other than challenging, but recommend getting the right book. For sure. Because I don't even think you realized when you bought them that it was
no, I didn't. I just picked. I was just like, oh, I should get that while I'm ordering these other ones.
Yeah, so good. So anything that we read like that, if we ever read Shakespeare again or anything similar, definitely
get one of these versions.
Yeah,
I've seen more about the Folger Shakespeare life. I mean, I think it's like a well-known thing.
Yeah. like Cliff's Notes or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
keep on reading, raising, and praising.